wish I can do that. Well, right now I'm going more north. Next stop is Manchester, and there's a lighthouse I want to visit, and lighthouse museum. Point Arena Lighthouse. This is just a few miles before Manchester and maybe 30 miles before Mendocino. Point Arena Lighthouse, erected 1870.
Are you wanting to climb the tower today?
No.
You can come in and just take a museum tour if you're interested too. 115 feet. We're the tallest climbable lighthouse on the west coast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
10 minutes,
Cool.
you're there, huh?
I'll start in 10 minutes.
Okay, Lauren, see you.
See you there in 10.
See, that's why they need lighthouse for all these rocks. So some Hollywood movies were made here. Forever Young with Mel Gibson. The rest of Daniel. And here's the sample how the light works. It has unique code signal. So the speed is important to maintain that signal. So leaving the lighthouse, these beautiful rocks, this looks like Scotland or Ireland. And next stop, Mendocino, and then Fort Bragg. This amazing drive on Highway 1. Sometimes you go 25 miles, sometimes you go 55. But the scenery, I mean, this must be the bucket list for everybody. Approaching Mendocino. I really even didn't know where Mendocino is, but I think since 1968 or 69 I know the song and it's still ringing in my head. Mendocino by Sir Douglas Quintet. I had to tell you about it. It looks like old western town. I even don't know where I'm gonna go now. Mendocino Art Center. And everybody comes here to check out this old car. Larry Fuente. So what's the art center?
What is it? We have classes here.
Yeah.
Workshops mostly in crafts, but some painting. And we have events next, craft fairs in the summer and in the fall. And we have local artists' work displayed.
Yeah.
We have a big show of Larry Fuentes this month.
So Mendocino looks completely different than what I expected. I was thinking it's some kind of Newport Beach look-alike, but no, just simple little town. Even doesn't have a Safeway or Ralph's or any bigger store. No Walmart, no Target, absolutely nothing. Just some local small stores, art stuff, and this beautiful view from this park. Well, I mentioned I first time heard the word Mendocino in the song from Sir Douglas Quintet. They were the band formed by Doug Sahm. Doug Sahm was, when he was 5 years old, he was a country star. He was singing as 5 years old. And when he was 11 years old, he got off, he was singing with Hank Williams on the last show that Hank Williams had in San Antonio. That's where the Doug Sahm is from, San Antonio. So he sang, he was big star as a child. Then later, when he was in high school, he got offered to become a member of Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. But his mom wanted him first to finish high school, so he didn't do that. Well, then he got, as everybody else in the beginning of 60s, infected with the blues, and Texas has a rich history of rhythm and blues, and bunch of great guitar players came from Texas. Doug started singing in some local bands, blues, and then later he formed his band. They called it Sir Douglas Quintet because it was 60s, it was British invasion, and they wanted just to mimic British bands, and they wanted to look the name to give you a hint that they're actually from England. Well, the problem was they had two Mexicans in the band. Augie Myers, that's his high school friend, and I read somewhere when they made the cover for the album, they put it in some dark light so you cannot see. They wanted you to think it's a British band. So Doug later moved to San Francisco, you know, in 60s with psychedelic sound and stuff. And Augie Myers joined him, and they continue playing. They recorded in 68 this song Mendocino, which I'm telling you is still ringing in my ears for all these years. Then later Doug started working with other musicians like Freddie Fender. He was he's also a friend from 50s. Later, I think it was 90s, Freddie Fender, Doug Sahm, Augie Myers, Flaco Jimenez, they're all San Antonio guys, and they formed a band called Texas Tornadoes that was based on the album recorded by Doug earlier. And actually they invented the Tex-Mex sound. Texas Tornadoes, they were huge, they were playing stadiums, they're playing in Europe, in South America. They record the album in English and the same album in Spanish, how big they are. So later he died, and his son took his place. I think his son's name is Sean. He took his place and performed with Texas Tornadoes. They still do Mendocino song. That's how I know Mendocino. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect, but cute little town. So I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna continue to Fort Bragg. They have their Safeway and other stores. I need some supplies. Adios. I think they got used to humans to feed them. They're big and fat.
Oh, you can tell, I know. They're my first time here, and they
Really?
came right at me.
Look at that. They know what they're doing. Look at this.
Look at it. Oh, you're so fat, you can't even get it, can you? You're so fat,
was dumb.
You're so fat you can't even jump. You're so fat you can't.
So what are their official?
What are they?
Yeah.
Ground squirrels. I
Oh,
don't know.
ground squirrels.
Ground squirrels.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically what, you know, exact breed. Come here. You have to come get it.
Wow.
Come on. That's so.
Unbelievable.
I would feed them out of my hand, but you know, you never know what kind.
Yep. Here's the beach and people looking for glass that everybody picked up long ago. Still water brings something out, the waves. But it's hard to find anything anymore. It was all shiny glass, like mosaic. But it's pretty, all these rocks and this is spot when I'm spending the night. It's a Vista Point along the coast, just like 10 miles north of Fort Bragg. So I found that on a free camping app. People used it. Looks like it's alright. Let's see how it looks around. There are these big weird old trees. There's one minivan and one pickup, and there's a trail down. The sun is coming down. So there's a path going down to the beach or water shore. So that path leads all the way down. I'm going down on this path to see where does it lead. There was a bunch of birds on it actually picking something, and then I scared them. Straight down to the water. I'm the ultimate Boy Scout. There's other people around, but they're just tourists. I'm the Boy Scout. The last. Great, there's a bench for me. Oh. I don't want to go down. Look at those caves. The pirates were hiding there. Pirates, yeah. There was some pirate coming from Argentina to this coast. I know one of the missions on the coast, they had a problem with him. Oh baby, it's a dream.